In this week's Word of the Week, we are continuing this series that we've begun in Ezekiel 47. If you want to see where we've been so far in this series, I encourage you to go back the last several weeks and watch those videos. I hate stale air in a room. Doesn't matter how hot or cold it is, if the air isn't moving, if it's just stagnant, I can't breathe. It feels like the room is suffocating me and I start to get claustrophobic. The air has to move. The word of the week this week is coming from Ezekiel 47. It's verses 9 and verse 11. In verse 9 it says that wherever the river flows, every living creature that swarms there will live, and there will be very many fish. For this water goes there, that the waters of the sea may become fresh, so that everything will live where the river goes. This sea that Ezekiel is talking about, it's the Dead Sea. It's called the Dead Sea because it is so salty that nothing can live there. But in verse 9, we see that the river, this river that we have been following the last few weeks in this series, that this river that comes from the temple, when it enters the sea becomes fresh. And everything that comes to this sea, once the river has entered into it, will have life. This is the gospel message, that we who were once dead, who were once far from God, who were without hope and lost in the world, that when Christ enters in, we are made whole, we are made fresh, we are made alive in Him. But this section of scripture in Ezekiel 47, it has this hope, but it also kind of comes with a warning that we'll read in verse 11. It says that swamps and marshes will not become fresh. They are left for salt. So you have anything that the river touches, this river that goes into the sea that has life, it becomes fresh. But the bodies of water that are separated from the sea, that aren't connected directly to the river, that aren't flowing with the river, but are stale and stagnant off on the sides, those do not become fresh. Those remain salty. Those remain dead. If we want to share in the life of Christ, we need to allow Christ in and then flow with Him. We cannot be like the stale air in a room or like the swamps that are motionless aside and apart from the river. We must flow with Christ, follow where He leads. So I encourage us all this week to fix our eyes on Christ, to flow with Him, and follow where He leads this week. God bless. Have a great week.